Hello again, MiniGT fans. So number 966 is the Lamborghini Countach with the Liberty Walk kit for the 2024 Auto Salon. Read a Speed Hunters article. This car was originally a 25th anniversary Countach, which was actually designed by Horacio Pagani. You know, that person went off to make his own car brand, Pagani Automobiles. Yeah, but he designed this 25th anniversary, which had a bunch of grafted on over fendering, wheel arches and stuff like that. So I guess it's alright that they took that and then Liberty Walk modified it even further for, I guess, a more extreme Countach, right? $42,000 for this fiberglass kit, it seems. I don't know if it's all fiberglass or part of it might be carbon fiber. Anyways, TSM model is the parent company, and then they have approval. It's officially licensed by Lamborghini, which actually is quite interesting because this is really a Liberty Walk, right? Not a Lamborghini. I mean, it does have Liberty Walk also, but it's interesting they would get licensing from Lamborghini as well. Or maybe Lamborghini officially approved this design by Liberty Walk? I don't know the story. Leave a comment if you know. So I like the packaging from this brand. It's not too wasteful. If you want to throw that out, you'll have to feel too guilty, but it's also small enough that I actually could keep the packaging. So I don't put it back in the packaging, but I can store it. All right, looking at these images here. I don't know what the significance of 41 is. Please leave a comment. Maybe that's when 41 years ago the first Countach came out. I don't know. Okay. If you're new to collecting, MiniGT makes diecast vehicles pretty much. The top is the whole body is diecast, but they also switched over to diecast bases a few years ago. Frankly, I think it's a waste of material. I don't care if the bottom is made of plastic, or really, I think the whole thing could be made of plastic. It'll be better detailed and lighter as well. So, anyways, we have this licensing approval there, and thankfully it tells you what it is. MiniGT very often doesn't tell you what the model is, but I guess Lamborghini is forcing them to tell you what you're holding in your hand. Although it does make no mention that this is a Liberty Walk one. Someone might confuse this as an original Lamborghini design. I do feel these front tires are very narrow looking. They look like like Toyota Camry tires as far as their width goes. The tread is quite modern looking though. The rears obviously are fatter, which is nice. I just don't think they're fat enough. And I think the reason why is because people want rolling toys. And so they have to make the tires narrower to clear the die-cast fender there. So does it roll? Yeah, it rolls. So I guess you can have it both ways in this case. I mean, this thing is literally slammed up into the fender, and yet it still rolls. I think it would have been nice though, well, at least in the front, they could have had this cut out more to have a thicker front tire. The rear is a hard one because they want to keep the diffuser width, but it is possible they could have cut that out more and just had a thicker tire. But I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, no one's going to display their model like that, right? So when it's in normal position, you're never going to see the tires anyways. It's just so low to the ground. So the white is just a plain white. It's not metallic, and that's pretty much what I see in the photographs I pulled up. What I don't see in the photographs is the coloring of these wheels. They look like they're black in the photo, but here they've chosen like a dark gray, or it almost looks like a dark brown. I actually like the color of this more than the real car. I don't like black wheels because you can't really see the details of them. So the lighter they are for me, the better. It's not quite as realistic as the photographs, but I'm okay with it. So I'm going to zoom in a little here on the front wheel because there's something in the center cap. An R. Why? Why is there an R there? Someone leave a comment if you know. Rotiform? That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe that's the brand of the wheels here. Okay, the tires there, Proxy's Toyota tires, printed very well. They're kind of rounded sidewalls, so that's good. Yeah, that looks good. We do have this front canard as a separate piece, jammed in there. A little extra flash though. It must be plastic, just guessing. Alright, that printing is nice. Now, white paint has a hard time covering up diecast from any brand. Same with yellow paint. So it's laid on really thick here, and so the little rivet dimple is kind of missing. It's barely perceptible. I don't think there's a way around it. If you don't do that, you're going to have a lot of exposed darkness, like the edges of the diecast coming through that white paint, as you can see on the door cuts and stuff like that. So that's the darkness of the metal. Alright, so 41, yeah, and SLG, no idea what that is, all this stuff. Oh, maybe the wheels are made by this brand, Rohana. I've never heard of that brand before. I like that they went through the effort of adding black paint into this duct. Something like TLV would skip. But no black paint in here. You could put some paint wash in there very easily, though, because they're recessed so well. And then you could just scrape off any extra. Alright. So the rear wheel, yeah, look how slammed it is up in that fender. It's pretty cool, actually. The lip of the wheel is a little bit dented, though. It's unfortunate. Tokyo Custom. Alright. We do have these separate mirrors, and they are rubbery. There's even a recess if you want to add some silver paint or silver Sharpie. The windows within windows, they have the black molding raised up. Looking good. Okay, going to the front, we have Liberty Walk printed way in there. Maybe that's part of the base, because I don't know how you would get a print that far recessed in there. This is all smooth, but there's a detail of a brake duct right there. Very neat. Okay. Let's see here on this side. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's cool that MiniGT, although they make model cars, they actually sponsor real full-size cars. So yeah, they put their name on this real car, I guess. Alright, so that printing could have been a little bit better, but it's no big deal. Yeah, so you see now the diecast darkness is coming through, even with all that white paint on there. It's really thick here, you don't see the darkness, but you see less of the dimple. You see the dimple here, but then you see the darkness. So that's the trade-off these companies have to decide on, how much paint versus how much metal is shown. It's interesting, you got this really thin side sill with a little canard barge board coming up there. So it's nice you have these clear lens covers, and behind them you have the silver and orange markers painted nicely. These are clearly closed off. Panel gaps seem okay. Yeah, Tampo printing. There's no decals so far. Everything I see is an actual paint application. So as long as the paint on the body stays nice, this model should look good for the future. Tampo printing here as well. The wiper blade is nicely molded, painted black. The molding around the windows, same thing. We have some black paint for the vent up here, and there's a little bit of a recess for the inlet there. Funky little vents there. Alright. You'll notice the white's a little bit different in color than that. I don't know why that's the case. Or maybe it's an optical illusion. I don't know. Okay, these look like separate pieces as well. Yes, 1, 2, 3, there's like 5 pieces, 4 pieces right there. I don't know if this whole trunk is a separate piece or not. It looks like it's a separate piece because it's gappy here and it's not here. So what are they planning for? Are they planning to have an open and exposed engine? Or does this actually open or come off? I don't think it does. No, I don't think so. Liberty Walk is nicely printed on this wing. Again, it's paint, it's not a decal. The wing is pretty thin. Pretty well done, I think. It's not super thick like a Hot Wheels. The whole rear light section looks like it's got a carbon fiber treatment, and then the lights are raised and painted nicely. Toyo tires looks good. The four exhausts do look like tubes, a little recessed there. Nice to see something in the license plate again. And then the diffuser. So here's the issue. Because this is a die-cast base, I guess for die-cast, these are pretty thin, the strakes. If it was a plastic base, though, it could have been even tighter, even thinner. Okay, so it does have standard 2 screws to take it apart if you wanted to. But I'm looking at the photos. I think the thing has a black interior, so I have no desire to repaint this interior. But we could at least try to take a look. It's pretty hard to do with such shallow windows. Looks like a racing seat for sure. Big side bolsters and holes for a harness. The steering wheel. Yeah, I lost focus. Boy, it's hard to make out, but it looks like there's a flat top steering wheel. Interesting. Unless it's put in upside down. Don't know. I'm sure there's pictures of the interior of this, but yeah, that's a flat top steering wheel. There's no rear view mirror, that's fine. I don't even know. Yeah, the real car does have a rear view mirror. Okay, yeah. You're not going to get any decals, I don't think, on the dashboard. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think so. It's just a recess. That's fine. Well, all in all, it looks pretty good. And it actually rolls for all you rolling fans. And it still looks nice. So Kyosho did make a 25th anniversary of this thing. So this is the vehicle, and you'll see, the tires just look better. Although maybe these aren't so wide either. They are wider than the ones on the MiniGT, but not by much. I guess this car came out in 1988. That's what that sticker's for. So Pagani designed that one. And so the very original Countach was the LP400, and this is by Kyosho as well, so it came out in 74. And yeah, that's I can understand having narrower tires because it's so old. But it's such a clean design. I think Gandini styled this one. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have here? What is emblazoned in my memory, though, is the LP5000 with the over-fendering, the wide-body kit. But this is by Kyosho. But you can see the paint rash developing. I find that red is the worst color to collect because for some reason it reacts or with the die-cast bodies. Yeah, that's also that's why I don't like die-cast bodies. They get paint rash. It's a low-grade metal. It's a mix of random cheap metals, and randomly mixing materials together don't want to be stable. Okay, so let's see. We'll move that aside because I am going to fit this MiniGT of the very latest Countach, which honestly I'm not really a fan of the styling of this. I mean, clearly I understand why it looks the way it does. It just can't beat. It can't beat the original design. Look how big it's grown, though. It's a big car. One other car before we go to the top view is by Kyosho, the Bravo. This is a concept car from 1974, and it's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, boy, leave a comment. But if I had to guess, maybe Bertone styled that, but I can't remember everything. Yeah, look at the plan view of this thing. That is a big vehicle, as it has to be, I guess, to meet crash standards and to fit in all the emissions and electronic doodads wizardry there. I will say, though, even though this is based off such a much smaller, older design, it now is close to modern length and proportions. I've reviewed all these other ones somewhere in the channel if you want to look them up. Today, another fine MiniGT product. It's a good representation in my opinion. It doesn't have all the details, like it doesn't have a brake system, but MiniGTs don't cost a lot of money, so I'm perfectly happy with this thing. So the only thing I'm gonna maybe do is add some black paint into those vents and just scrape off the extra black with a Q-tip or you know, an eyelash thing, if you really want to know. You know what? Let me just do it. So I have this coremake.com black paint wash panel liner. I find it's a little bit grainy compared to Tamiya. Tamiya is better, but the problem with Tamiya panel liner is it destroys certain plastics of model kits. So I've thrown out my Tamiya paint panel liner stuff. So you see I laid it on really thick there. You don't have to do that. But I wanted to kind of show how you can try to clean up excess paint with the eyelash Q-tip thing. So you gotta obviously let this dry, but I'm gonna get these side vents, back vents as well. Yeah, might as well get those engine cover vents as well. Alright, let me come back after that dries. Alright, looks like it's dry. We'll find out. If I mess up, I'll just reapply it again. No, it's still wet. See, it pulled it out. But since the cotton is so tight around these eyelash swabs, it doesn't want to sink into the groove so much. Not like unlike a regular cotton swab, which is really thick cotton, so it grabs more inside the groove. But you can see, if you're careful, you just go over the outside edges. Granted, it's not dry. If it was dry, this would be easier. Just make sure you spin it every now and then. That's definitely way too wet, that side. Right. So you can buy these sort of things, obviously, at a makeup beauty store, probably a Walmart or whatnot, but I buy them off AliExpress in bulk, so they're pretty cheap. Yeah, so this Countach stuff, I don't know, I haven't used it too much. This might also ruin model kits. I haven't used it. I already bought some water-based ones, which won't destroy my model kits. But since I have this, I thought I'd try it out. Yeah, it probably took like 10 of those eyelash things to get all the paint out of there. You really got to let it dry first. I was being too impatient. Okay, well, anywho, looks a lot better now, and even before that black paint, it was still a pretty cool model for the price. So, still have a good luck with MiniGT. I have had some commenters in the past complain about MiniGT's quality, but I haven't had too many problems. Maybe I've had two with some defects. So, I say the brand is still quite good. It's amazing that they're up to over almost 1,000 pieces. Maybe by the time of this video they'll have 1,000 different product offerings just in 1/64 scale. They make larger scale models too. They even make airplane models. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next cast review. Bye.